Our boys need to value these girls, but in 2022, it's hard to tell these boys that because a lot of these girls don't value themselves, and
And I want
that's the sad case. They don't value themselves. They listen to Cardi B's, the Meg Thee Stallions, and the Nicki Minaj. They see that and they think that's what it is.
and
Our
cause
But
girls
if they
coming.
start,
and cause 100%, I agree. Men have 95% of the issue. I'll blame on a black man, and I'll tell you that to the day I die.
But Tim,
But if we're going to change this, we're going to need both sides in order to do it.
Tim, you said it sounds like these little boys don't respect the women because the women don't respect themselves, right?
No, I'm saying Lloyd was talking about teaching these boys to respect women and value women. You know what I'm saying? And I agree.
Uh-huh.
But then when you do that and they turn around after they leave my house, all of a sudden they see these girls devaluing themselves by the way they dress, by the way they talk, by the way they act, by the way they carry themselves.
Right, right.
It's
So
like, damn, I'm going against the grain.
the boys are not going to respect them because they're not respecting themselves.
They not seeing what I'm trying to preach for them.
Hold on. So why do grown ass men disrespect our women? Not the boys. Why do grown fucking men disrespect our women?
Why do they do it?
Why?
They never learn.
Oh, there we go. There we go. They never learn from a man that our women should be respected regardless of what they're doing.
What,
See,
hey,
because I know you keep saying they never learn from a man.
It don't have to be a man to
It don't
teach
have to
them.
be a man to do that.
Your mother can teach
Me and
you.
Tim grew up the same way. I grew up in a single family home with just my mother, and I respected my women. And
My
I
grandmother
did the right
taught me.
thing.
My grandmother taught me how to respect women, how to treat women.
It's a mentality. You have to have a certain mentality.
And I tell you this. The woman, my ex-wife, she taught me. She reinforced. This is how I want to be treated as a woman.
Well, listen, you ninjas. If the mama model,
Praise God, boy, Lord, I know God is real because is trying to change it up. I'm gonna be an influence on you, cuz. I'm gonna influence you. Stop using that N word. I'm gonna get you.
We've been using ninja for a while.
Oh, nigga, you crazy. No.
oh my God.
I thought I had me one. I thought I had me one.
No.
I
You're
tried to
gonna
get
keep
him on
going.
over.
We start
Ain't crossing over,
the show with Ninja, but before the show is over with, Ninja turns into
Yeah.
Ninja. So,
Go ahead, do it. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. Listen, I respect what you guys are saying, and I understand where it comes from. What we're all saying is we all have to do our work, both our males and our females.
yes.
The reason why I'm so hard on guys, and I think this was what Mr. Noise was talking about, how he has an issue with what I say about it. The reason why I'm so hard on guys is because the reality is we are supposed to be. Now, I know some people may get offended by it, but we are supposed to be the leaders in our homes. We are supposed to be the leaders in our communities. We are supposed to be teachers of our kids. Our wives are there to nurture and love them. We're there to teach them and give them guidance. That's what we're supposed to do. I'm not saying a mama can't do that, but if that model was so damn successful, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now.
If the other model was so successful, we wouldn't be where we are today either.
I let you niggas talk.
I'm just answering your question.
Hold on.
I'm just answering your question. I understand, but I'm asking your question.
Listen. If that model was so successful, we would be a glaring example for others to follow. The problem is, there but for the grace of God goes I. We don't know why you gentlemen turned out the way you turned out. But there was something that irritated you about the situation that you saw, and you said, you know what? I'm not going to do that bullshit to my family. That doesn't happen often. It happens, but not as often as I live the life that I saw. Daddy was a hoe, I'm a hoe. Daddy was absent, I'm absent. We generally follow what we see. Some of us would say, you know what? I saw it and I despised it. Generally because we're so close to mom and we saw mom's pain. For some boys, that'll turn them around. But for most boys, they say, hey, it's in my blood. It's just the way I am. No, you're actually following what you saw.
Because let me say
this. Let me
males modeling the right thing to do.
Right. Let me say this real quick. I because I'm listening to everybody. I never needed a woman to respect herself at all for me to respect her.
Hell no.
That didn't matter. I didn't really care how you thought about yourself. You're a woman. I'm raised by a woman. I'm taught to respect women. That's the model. It has to be, to me, it's got to be that simple. Because here's the thing. If we go back to what Cuz said, and women are broken, if there are a lot of broken women out there because there are broken homes and broken families and missing fathers and disvalued women, low self-esteem women, to use Tim's word, chicken heads, attack heads. Okay, if we know all these things about women, then in order for us to reverse this shit, we have to be able to say, I value you regardless of what you think you are or whatever. Now, I say that because in order to do that, young men have to be taught to do that. They have to be taught that. It's not a natural thing out of your own mouth. It's not a natural thing. So you're asking to reverse a problem with no. We got to teach these young men to have that mindset. If they don't have that mindset, they're only going to continue on or perpetuate that which they've already been taught by the music and by the videos and by low self-esteem. Listen, Sunday, a college-educated woman with a college degree got on stage and bent her ass over in a thong outfit and said you could have all this ass if you want to in front of millions of people because that's what she thought would sell her music. That's where we are in society. We didn't see her talent. We didn't see her abilities. We didn't see her intelligence. We saw her natural naked ass.
But you want me to respect that?
If you don't respect it, Tim, she will never feel like it won't ever. It doesn't matter if she respects it. I gotta respect her despite the fact that she don't respect herself.
We can despise the actions. We can hate the action, but we still must respect her as a woman. We have to start there. We have to go there, Tim. If we don't,
let me ask you this.
Don't do it.
So you saying we should automatically respect a woman just because she's a woman?
She's a black woman. You damn right.
No. So let me ask you this then.
Wow.
Why don't men get that same respect just because we are men?
I'm not saying we shouldn't. Hold on.
No,
listen, I don't disagree with what you're saying. We all got to be taught the right way to do things. This is what we're talking about. Black men are not respecting black women. Black women aren't respecting black men. But the problem is we've made it into this damn chicken and the egg situation. Which should come first? Should the black man respect the black woman first? Should the black woman respect? It don't matter. We all wrong. It don't matter. We all got to do better. We all got to make it up in our minds. Because here's the problem. While we're not respecting each other and we're visibly showing that to the world is saying, well, they don't respect each other. Why should we?
I agree with that. But let me talk about what Cuz was saying.
So when did you start calling out the nonsense that's happening?
That's why we had this show today.
So
this is us making an effort to do that. Yes.
If everybody needs to start respecting everybody, which I agree. Stop supporting the shit.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, when does that start?
Well, I'll make full disclosure right here. I have not said this on air at all. Me and my wife were fans of Wild 'N Out. But as more and more kids start coming out, I stopped watching the show. I just can't keep supporting you, bro. And you out here doing reckless shit.
I will say is that my middle school students you can tell the environment that they are growing up in when I tell a student, the teacher said for you, I'm talking to a student in the hall, you need to have a seat and listen to the lesson and do your work. That's what I told the little black boy. That's what I told him. Now he told me I don't like her. So I don't have to listen to what she had to say. And I looked at him, I pulled him up real close to me. I said, look at me. Look at me. I don't care if you don't like her. That ain't got nothing to do with you sitting your behind in there doing your work, getting your education. But that sound like, I could hear it. It came from the parents. They done overheard some parents talking about, well, I don't have to do so-and-so because I don't like them. Or I don't have to. And so they feel like as middle schoolers, I'm going to go up in the school system and do the same thing. I don't have to do what the principal say because I don't like him. I don't have to do what the teacher say because I don't like him. And what do they say? These are the people that they're ready to slide into the penal system because they already got their minds made up what they don't have to do. So it's coming from somewhere, and we got to break this cycle.
Let Tim go. Tim, what was your statement?
No, my statement was you saying that the fathers are the teachers of the home, correct? That's what you were saying?
Right.
No, they're not. The first teacher in a child's life is a mother. It's always been a mother. Ever since she came from the womb, she's been teaching them the whole time, and she's going to be at home with them it depends. If you decide to homeschool, you're going to be it's going to be the mother more than likely doing the homeschooling, not the father. He's going to be out there, bringing home the bacon. You know what I'm saying? Doing what he needs to do to provide for the family. So the first teacher is always going to be the woman.
Cause
listen, here's how I look at it. As men, we got 4 on here. I don't know when the fuck I'll be with, but anyway, as men, every day, truthfully, guys, come on, let's be honest. Every day, we think and we ponder and wonder, what can I teach my kid about life and how I can prepare them for life. Mama can do that. Don't misunderstand me. Mama does it too. I never said mom doesn't teach, but moms are nurturers. Moms are caregivers. Yes, some moms have been hurt so bad that they refuse to allow their kids to go through that pain, so they're busy trying to teach them in that direction. But as men, we are builders of our families. We want to pour into them. Just like you, Tim, you said it. You set your kids down and you told your girls and you told your boys about life. That's what men are supposed to do. But we're not supposed to start at fucking 17 or once he gets a basketball scholarship or once he signs with the NFL team. We're supposed to do that shit when he's a little boy.
But because we're not going to spend as much time with the kids like the mother would.
That's our fucking fault. That's our fault.
No, it's what.
Yes, sir.
Brother, that's what it is.
My wife doesn't have more time with my daughter than I do. That's impossible.
It's not impossible.
Let me ask you this: is your wife a stay-at-home wife? Does she have a job? She works.
No, she got to get out there on that street, make that money.
Oh, but listen to me. Their kids are going to my. Man, I don't like the way you said that. It could make it sound like you a goddamn.
That's why you got it, Tim.
And your wife's a woman of the night. I don't like how you said it, cuz.
That's why he got the button.
Hey, cuz I'm gonna fight you for her. Man, how about that?
That's why he got the button right there. That's why
Tim, you know that shiny, when you go fish, you got that shiny lure?
Listen, in every household, couples have to come to an agreement when you have kids.
I agree.
It's difficult for both people to be very ambitious at the same time. Somebody has to take a step back and say, you know what? This kid has to be taken care of right now. So in every family, they make the decision on who's going to be the primary breadwinner, and who's going to take a back seat for a time period. But now after that time period, it's time for you to do your job too. So I understand what you're saying, that the mom is home and the dad is out making the bread. But that's only in homeschooling should she have more quality time. If that kid is going to school, you should both have equally quality time with your kids. You have to make the effort to do it.
I can tell you right now.
I worked.
Me and my wife both worked. Lloyd knows. Everybody who knows me on here, we work. I worked way more hours than my wife did. My wife was home with the kids way more than I was home with the kids because I worked to bring in the majority of the money. So we could have a comfortable, sustainable life, which means our conversation was, you're going to end up teaching them probably a little bit more than I did because unfortunately I got to go and work 75 hours a week to make sure we had
that was a season. That's not your entire season.
No, that was a life. That's not a season. That's a life.
Still working that many hours?
I'm still working that many hours. It's a life.
And look, her kids naturally gravitate towards their mothers anyway.
That's not totally true.
Because it takes so much money that you gotta have.
Boys love moms, girls love dads.
I understand what you're saying, but
true.
they gravitate towards their mothers more than their fathers. Because guess what? Fathers are more likely to disciplinary. Right? So
he's the enforcer.
There you are.
Right.
So then they're gonna be like, well, if I have something to talk about, I'd rather talk to my mama because I know she's more maybe not as harsh. Maybe a little bit more understanding or sensitive. Or maybe I feel like I can get over on her compared to my dad. He ain't going for that bullshit.
But I think those boundaries are groomed at an early age.
They are.
If you groom your sons and daughters or whatever, hey, you can come to me, with anything. Then I think you're better off.
You tell them that, but you also gonna see them gravitate towards the mama. I know my son does. He'll go to his mama first because he know daddy gonna say no. No, you good.
I tell everybody.
No, buddy, you good.
My son's a titty baby.
And he'll tell you. He said, I'm a mama's boy. I said, dog, back in my time, we wouldn't accept.
The hell?
It wasn't cool to be called mama's boy. But if that's what you want to be known as, I don't blame. That's you.
My daughter comes to me first for every single thing.
That's a blessing.
Because dad had made a concerted effort that no matter what, I was going to be in her life and active. In other words, I'm not going to go to work and go home and say I'm too tired to spend time with you. I'm not going to spend time out there on a Saturday or a Sunday doing things that's just pleasing to me and not spend time with you.
Because I'm saying we all did this. Every guy in this box.
I take aside time every year to travel all over this country with my child alone. I make the time to spend time with my child. We're leaving on June 9th. We're going to do the entire northwestern part of the United States. Just the two of us. So if you want to have that time, you can have that time. And
because 1% we'll clap our hands to you doing that. But every guy on this thing does the exact same thing, dude.
But everybody don't work 75 hours either.
They don't work 75 hours, but I work 75 hours, and on the weekends, and when I come home, I still deal with my kids.
Okay.
I go to games. I'm at the games. Goddamn, not even coached. At the same time, my kids was playing on their same goddamn team and still went to work every day. We take vacation with the kids. But again, a lot of times the wife who sometimes has more hours in the day will end up teaching your kids more because she has the extra hours in the day than what you do. But yes, we still spending the same amount of time. We still coming home, tired as a motherfucker, doing homework with your kids, teaching them stuff that you need to teach them. Still do the same thing.
Hey, my son's mother was the one having a communication with the teachers, emailing. Now she will copy me in on the emails. So I'm aware and I'm abreast of everything that's going on. I know what's happening. But she's the one taking charge of that because she spends the most time and she has the most flexible schedule to do such. Like my man said, My schedule's not flexible for me to do that. So she has that. So when things like that happen, he's going to spend more time because he has more information than I do. I'm getting it secondhand or third hand at times
Yeah,
because he has.
I think it just depends on the situation. I don't
It
know.
depends on the situation.
Yeah, I don't know if it's all apples to apples and all.
No,
You know,
no.
yeah, it's. But I think the thing that we're all trying to say is time or work is not an excuse for you to exonerate your responsibility as a father.
I don't think we've ever said that.
Right.
We've never said time is an excuse. We
Right.
just simply stated the women will have more time depending on the situation to do the teaching. We never said we wasn't teaching.
Maybe.
But we
Right.
never said we wasn't teaching with our kids. We wasn't spending our time with the kids. God damn it, we've been in the hospital because we were spending too much time doing the other shit and not take care of ourselves to make sure we were taking care of our kids.
Right.
So it's again, it goes back to accountability of the man. Either he wants to be a damn father, he wants to be a goddamn dad, or he does not. That's what it goes down to. And you have to make an effort to do that. And that effort is going to be fucking hard.
Well, and to bring it back to the center, go ahead, cuz.
The reason why I was debating you guys on that subject, too many of us believe fatherhood is just providing. That if I go to work and come home and pay the bills, then I am your dad, I am your father. And then we'll turn around and tell the son, boy, don't you know better? The boy should look at dad and say, did you teach me better? Because we haven't taught him any damn thing, but we've provided.
And again,
that's
like
why
I
I was debating you guys so hard on that.
And that's kind of why we said. That's why we said what we said. It's not that.
Okay.
Sometimes your best.
Because if we would have believed that, if I'd have believed all I had to do was pay bills and I'd be there, because I would not have had 2 fucking heart attacks trying to be here in my kid's life.
But a lot of us do believe that, Ron. A lot of men
and I think it's
tied to my wallet.
But I think it's more guys like us than what you really think. I think there's more cats like us than what you really think.
More what now?
There's more guys like us than what you really think. I can probably name all my friends are in the same boat that everybody on these screens are in.
That's your circle.
And all of them take care of their kids and they will bust their ass to raise their kids.
All you gotta do is look across town and you won't see that example. That's your circle.
I see that example a lot more than you think.
Yes, it is.
Let me tell you. There's a bad stigma out there for as far as black fathers don't take care of the kids. That's not true. Black men take care of the kids. Black men take care of their kids more than any other race of men. Black men.
Brother, I'm struggling with that statement there. I'm struggling.
I promise you, they do.
I'm struggling. Is that a feel-good statement so we feel better about black men?
No, that's fact. Stats. Look at the stats.
Stats?
Blackdemographic.com. Look it up. Look it up.
Is that because of the percentage of people I mean, you know, we're only 17% of the United States. Is that why the numbers vary?
Maybe, but that's the numbers. It could. I mean, that, like you said, it could be the reason because it's such a small percentage. That could be the case, but we do.
Well,
when it's based on the percentage, your stuff is a little more equal when it's based on the percentage versus the raw numbers.
So then, why do most of our friends and associates have the story that the majority of the men on this here screen have? Daddy wasn't in my life. The majority of the men in this screen have that story.
I mean that could be the case, and that's the situation. But doesn't mean that the numbers doesn't show we just we just part of that negative percentage. But there are other good percentage that was taking care of their kids and was in their kids' life.
See, and here's the funny thing, cuz
I could look at my uncles, my grandfather, my great grandfather. They all was in their kids' life, took care of my mother.
See, I'm like, cuz Tim, I'm having trouble seeing that. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying I'm having trouble seeing that because, you know, in the industry in which I work, I would say 85-90% of the women that I work with, black women, are women, single mothers, and constantly complaining about deadbeat dads.
Yeah, I went to the thing. It says that 30% of African Americans are married. Yes, this is as of 2019. 33% of black men are married. 27% of black women are married. 30% of black people, period, are married, which is the lowest of all of them. 50% of Asian people are married. 52% of whites are married. 43% of Hispanic. 30% of blacks.
But go back to because just to, like you say, looking at my circle.
This is an interesting thing. I'm about to look at it. Thank you for bringing this up too, Tim. I didn't even know.
When I look at my circle, when I look at my circle of friends, I'm gonna pick out of my friends. I'm just gonna pick 10. All 10 of them came from a 2-family home. I'm the only one that didn't come from a 2-family home. But we all got the same struggles. We all have the same problems, and we all are in our kids' life.
My circle.
It tells me there's more black people out there that are actually raising their kids and taking care of their kids from what I've seen. And if I look at my own family, my own, as you won't say, dysfunctional, broken family. Only a couple of us in my entire family didn't grow up with their fathers. I got a very big damn family.
Listen, my circle of friends, they're all married men, and they're all raising their kids. Am I foolish enough to believe that that's across the board in the black community? I don't associate with niggas that don't take care of their kids. I don't associate with single men. I just don't. I'm not going to go out with you and we're not going to hang out and party. No. I know me. If you married, I'm married, we can hang.
I socialize with a lot of single guys that take care of their kids.
But let me ask you this. How are you ever going to get the nuclear family unless you associate with single people?
Well,
you have to. Just like the little Lord had to go in the land of the heathens to get these people saved. In order to do that, you have to go in the land of the heathens.
I understand what you're saying, but you don't have to be my friend. We can socialize. I can associate with you. Hell, I can talk to anybody. I can encourage anybody. But what you ain't gonna do is come over to my house and hang out with me as if we bosom buddies, and my wife sitting there looking at me thinking, "Nigga, where you going with that single man?" That would never happen in my life. I will never do it. Now, you bring your wife over here and we want to hang out as a family, let's do it. Hold up the drinks. Let's have some fun.
Who said anything about hanging out? What if he just over your house just to, break bread?
I'm talking about friends in general. I mean, when you invite somebody to your house, generally speaking, that's a friend. I don't allow anybody up in my house. That's
a different issue. That's a whole different issue, though.
Oh, okay. I appreciate the enlightenment on Thursday.
You got to show me you got to show me that you value family, that you value your kids before you come up in my house. We're not hanging out like that.
But so single people can't value family and value kids?
I'm not saying that.
Come on, Pastor. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that they can't. I can talk to single people. Hell, I'll be single, and I respect the brother. I just said it earlier. Okay,
but you can't hang with him.
For my circle.
You said you can't hang with him, though.
I'm saying for my circle.
Right, man. We was making plans to go watch football. I guess
that's man. Come on out.
No, he's single.
I'll hang with you anytime. Break bread with you.
My point is.
Did he just give you the finger? I mean, what is happening?
My point is.
Damn.
My point is how we was married and went through a situation. Okay, we understand that. I'm talking about the niggas that don't believe in marriage and just banging and slapping and jamping and don't want it. Talking about, I'm still looking. Nigga, what you looking for?
The right one.
Well, look here, man.
Right. Keep looking. And none
that's
of us
your pastor.
None of us believed when we got married that we actually married the right one. We had to work on that thing.
What?
Yeah, we had to work on it. You guys have already said you had to work on it.
But that don't mean we didn't think we married the right one.
I'm saying you had to work on it. It was not easy. You had to work at it. So whomever you marry, you're going to have to work at it. So what
you are,
but she was the right one that I want. She was the right automobile that I wanted to fix. She was the right setting for.
If you are a man, and I believe the brothers on here are, if you are a man, a woman will follow you a whole lot quicker than you think she will. Just be a man in her life.
But she was
takes
the right
more than
one
just
for me.
being a man, though.
Yeah, she was the right one for me, even though I know I had to put work in. I mean, she still was the right one.
Not every woman's gonna submit to a man. Not every woman's built for that.
No, I'm not saying
every woman's not built for that.
I'm saying a lot more women that you consider chicken heads and knuckleheads and whatever else you call them.
Tacky heads.
A lot more women will follow
Shout out
you
to the tacky heads.
in her life. And she could be a damn good wife, but because she came from a broken situation, you have categorized her as something other than what God wants her to be.
No, hey, because if she like it, I'm gonna encourage her to get some therapy. I can't. You should no man marry a broken woman unless she's gonna get therapy.
Oh shit! Hell, hang up the phone.
I'm serious. You have to, because let me tell you this: if she brings that broken life and that broken mentality into your home, that's not gonna be a pleasant home, brother. That's not gonna be a pleasant home. She's got to get some help. Now,
wait a minute, hold on. I want to make sure I heard you correctly. You're saying no. You said no man should bring a broken woman to his life and marry.
Marry. I said marry.
Right, marry. That's why we say the same thing.
No. Bring it to a life is one thing. Marrying is totally different.
So
I took some broken chicks and sexed them down. That don't mean nothing to me. I moved on.
So I want to. I gotta ask this question.
But if I'm going to marry her, I have to do what I have to do to get her right.
Okay, Mama, I'm gonna let you go first, and then I gotta respond.
Go ahead, Kanye.
Oh, I got to
Q&A with Hank. Let's go.
I got to know. So you were whole when you married? You married your wife? You were whole?
No.
So your requirement is that she be healed, but you don't have to be?
No.
I'm just trying to understand what you're saying, brother, because this is a recorded show.
Now, what I'm saying is, if I'm going to marry this woman, she can't be broken. I'm gonna get her some help. She's gonna get some therapy.
And before you marry her, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so what if it takes her 15 years to get the help?
Then I'm moving on.
Did you get your therapy?
Now we got to the source of the problem.
Huh?
Did you get your therapy?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we get into the source of the problem.
Yes, sir.
I got it. I got it now, Tim. Hold on. I got it. I now I hear it. Cuz I hope you heard it and the rest of you heard it. Because if we don't have black men in our community who broke the women that are not patient enough to see them through the unbrokenness, this ain't gonna never change.
And see, that ties this whole evening together.
Yes.
We don't have the patience.
Yes.
Before we start tearing our own shit up.
Hold on, time out now. You said, Lord, you did say 15 years.
I'm saying, here's what I'm saying, Tim.
I
got you. I said 15. I did. But 3 years, 1 year, 6 months.
That's different.
18, 19, 20.
Because here's the reality. Here's the reality. Here's the reality, Tim. Here's the reality. Here's the reality.
Okay.
The woman you married that you thought wasn't broken is still broken. You just ain't uncovered the broken part yet.
Well, I'm hoping our therapist does.
So do you think a woman that's been broken and for 32 years she hasn't known anything but trauma and brokenness, you think she can be fixed in a 6-month session?
No, but look here. First things first. I'm gonna get her some therapy. right? That's the key. Now,
That is key.
if she's in therapy trying to get fixed and she's showing some improvement, I'm there with you. But if you're not, then you're wasting my time.
Woo, shit.
And I'll leave you at the restaurant.
I need a new drop. And the drop needs to be called shit.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna leave you at the restaurant.
Ooh, well, now we see where
if y'all don't know what that leave you at the restaurant means, it means
no, we know what it means.
We know what it means.
Okay.
Anthony Bruce said, how much of my life do I spend on her brokenness? Well, the vow said, to death do you part.
I was gonna say,
you gotta be married first.
You haven't watched the show
You're
because
not
we've
married.
already stated as long as it takes.
But hold on, time out. Did y'all not hear what I said? Before I marry her, I didn't say I'm married to her and I'm gonna leave her after.
But you're not being honest though, Tim, because you said you have a timetable on her getting her shit together. And if she ain't got it together in a certain amount of time, there'll be no marriage. And I'm saying to you, the chances of a black man in 2022 marrying a woman who is not broken in many, many, many places, for her to get it together in 6 months is very slim. First
of all, Lloyd, I'm gonna say it again. I didn't say nothing about getting together. She got to be perfect in 6 months, but I'm not gonna get married in 6 months. I'm not gonna be married in 6 months.
Whatever number you want to put on it, it doesn't matter.
In that time period that I'm trying to help her get fixed, that's part of my vetting. That's part of my vetting process. I'm courting her. I'm courting that woman during that time. If I feel like she's wife material. Now, if she's not, then I will take my losses and I will move on. Because I want to make sure it's invest all of this in her, and I end up in divorce court 5-10 years later because she never wanted to complete the process of trying to get healed.
Okay, let me ask this question because maybe there's a disconnect in the language. Are you saying that if she's willing to work on the issues,
yes,
and she proves and demonstrates she's willing to work on the issues,
yes,
you'll marry her?
Yeah, as long as she's still going to counseling, yes, I will.
What if she stops going to counseling, but she's still working on her issues?
Why you stop going to counseling?
Maybe she's done with that. Maybe they ain't helping her. Maybe she needs you to help her.
I'm gonna be helping you while you're in counseling.
Oh man, this is rough, boy.
I'm just, Lord,
these standards are rough, brother.
I'm telling you, my last name means something to me, and if I'm gonna bless you with my last name, I'm gonna help you get right because I care that much about you. Now, regardless if we make it or not, I still hope you get your counseling. I still hope you get that help and get yourself right for the next man. It just won't be this man.
I think it's an anomaly to think that the light in a relationship shines in all the dark corners prior to marriage.
You're right.
I think there's always going to be things revealed after the nuptials, and then how do you deal with those? And then are you prepared to stay in the fight when those things reveal themselves?
Are you prepared to stay in the fight? Let me give you a Prince. Hold on, Tim. Let me give you a Prince quote.
Okay.
Because he said the prophet Prince said, "Would you run to me if somebody hurt you, even if the somebody was me? What if you the problem? Are you still gonna marry her? Yeah. Are you gonna stay married to her? If you're the reason why she's broken?
If I'm the reason why she's broken, I'm gonna walk away. I'm going to walk away. If the counselor sit there say, Tim, you're not good for this woman. She's not good for you. I'm gonna walk away because we're not married. I'm not obligated to her in no type of form of fashion because I'm not married to this woman.
Okay, what if you are married to her and you still the problem?
Okay, well now things change. That's totally different then, Lord.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay, all right.
So now she's going to counseling. I'm going to counseling, and we're going to marriage counseling.
Okay, all right. That's
So
fair.
I'm gonna have a lot of co-pays I'm gonna have to pay, but I'll be willing on doing it.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so you just saying it's better to divorce before you get married than after.
Nobody wants to go through divorce.
Right. I got you.
Nobody.
Okay. All right.
It's not a pleasant sight. It's not fun. It's costly.
What is brokenness?
It depends on who you ask.
And I guess that's where my head is always. What do we consider brokenness? What is it?
Lord, what is brokenness to you? Because you know, it was a question.
We'll get 6 different answers. We'll get 6 different answers in these boxes.
Well, we definitely gonna get 6 different answers, and maybe that's a longer show. Maybe that's Thursday's show. How about that? Because that's a longer. I mean, I think that's a longer topic. Because I don't. Here's what we know in general, without getting into the specifics of the definition. Here's what we know in general. There is a barrier or barriers that we are either born into or are cultivated along our journeys that keep us from functioning emotionally, mentally, or spiritually the way that we should in what could be deemed a normal behavior. And so if we do not address those things will become problematic in our interactions and our abilities to love one another.
So what's an example of a barrier?
We've already talked about that. The missing father, the abusive situation. It could be it's so many. That statement is loaded and broad. It's just too big.
Hey, Lord, let me say this. I promise you, a woman wouldn't stay with a man if he wasn't on his purpose and about his business.
They stay with him all the time.
No, I said a good woman would not stay. Now, these ticking heads, these tack heads, they will. You find a lady, a woman
Are you ready?
She will not. If a man is not on his purpose.
Tim, are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Sir, come on with.
Jada Pinkett Smith stayed with Will Smith for 20 plus years, and that man has been on his business since she met him.
But what you say, he's on his business. I said, if a man is not on his purpose or his business, she ain't staying with him. Look, I done seen a story about some woman left a man because he wasn't making making enough money, so she wanted to go hook up with a millionaire. That was just a story just released. A woman, she was on that Alabama show, some reality show in Alabama. She left her husband because he didn't make enough money. Good man, provided, got a good job, but since he didn't make enough money, she left him.
But there are mechanic women all the time. I agree with Olana. And hello, Olana. It's nice to meet you. I agree with Olana. There's fix-it women all the time. They think they can grab a tool set down from Lowe's and I'll make him better. I'll rebuild him. I'll make him stronger, faster, bigger, $6 million last longer. They do it all the time. So I don't believe that's true. I think, and one of the reasons why that's not true, because there's a shortage of men. So sometimes you'll just take a fixer-upper just to say you got a man.
Oh, Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, a Build-A-Bear. Right.
Build a nigga. Build a nigga, not build a bear. Build a Negro.
Oh, we got to finish this on. We're coming back to this. Matter of fact, you already know the topic of Thursday show. What is brokenness?
Yeah, one of the barriers you said I really don't agree is a barrier, but that's okay. We'll come back to that.
Is it my turn now? Is it my
turn?
It's always your turn.
We got a few more minutes. Go ahead.
And just like that, Mama Noise gone, get us on out of the show.
Hold on, Cuz got something to say.
Give him the center square.
Hold on, the South got something to say.
Mr. Tim, you willingly came on this show. And one of the things we pride ourselves in with this podcast, the primary reason why we have this podcast is because. So you were married once before.
Mm-hmm.
Was it once or twice?
Once.
Once before. So this is your second marriage? You are married now?
No.
You're not married.
No, sir.
Oh, I need to make sure to add that to the women inbox.
Now you created the
Tim, we're going to have to hang together because we can't hang
shut up
with
so I can finish my interrogation. Shut the hell up.
Now you done created the problem.
Tim, I invite single niggas at my house, as Al would tell you. Single niggas can break bread with me.
Oh, see that there? That's some major shade.
All right, go ahead, cuz.
Listen, hurry up before he forgets.
He will forget. Go ahead.
You take me off so I can talk to Tim.
Okay.
So, Mr. Tim, how long were you married the first time?
17 years.
17 years.
Were you praying about it? What are you doing?
You've decided at this point to not get married again, or you keeping hope alive? I told you, Tim, we get naked on the show. We get naked. We tell the truth. We get naked.
He gets naked.
Don't let that Negro allow you to surrender your whole card.
No,
What just happened? What just happened?
Hey, we need a drop for them. We need a drop for them. Come on.
I don't know which one to play. I don't know which one to play.
Big guy, he want me to give up my man whore card. I know that's right.
What the hell?
So how long, Tim, have you been divorced?
I know you sell it.
Oh my God, what is happening right now?
So then they ain't got to keep inboxing me, asking me. I just go ahead and put it on out there.
Oh my God, this is.
They inbox you if I was single.
Damn.
Oh Lord.
They do that on this show.
How long have you been single, Mr. Tim? Divorced?
We got divorced in 2016. Now let me clean some stuff up with that.
Okay.
A year after we got divorced, we decided we was gonna try to get back together and make things right. So we got back together probably about 4 years, but I could never get over that hump because she wanted to get remarried, and I could never get over everything I had mentally, emotionally had to go through the divorce. So I could never get over that hump and have got remarried. Now, I had to go to counseling for that. You know, during my year while we was divorced, and then even when we got back together, you know, I was still in counseling. I'm still in counseling to this day right now. Every Monday at 4 o'clock, I talk to a counselor. So I'm still in counseling now to get over my mindset of maybe possibly being remarried again. Because I do one day want to get remarried. I'll get married. I'm not going to say remarried. I'm sorry.
Not remarried.
I do one day want to get married. You know what I'm saying? And I know the Lord's going to bless me with a beautiful lady. You know, so I do want to get married again. So is that your question, or is you working up to something else, my brother?
He's working up to something else.
He's working up to
I'm
something.
surprised you even talk to me this long, being I'm a single man now. Me and Big Al single. We're gonna be in these streets.
He working up to something
on
else.
the same side. There we go.
We're gonna be in these streets.
Single section now.
Shut the hell up. I promise you from the bottom of my heart. Seriously. This dialogue that I'm trying to have with you, this dialogue I'm trying to have with you is designed to be a blessing to other people. I'm not trying to set you up or ask no questions to say aha nothing. That's bullshit. I'm trying to help other people understand what we all go through as men, and I get it. I get it. I don't know if I ever got divorced. I'm not sure I would get married again.
I'm gonna be honest, because you can ask anything you want. I'll be honest with you.
Were you done with your line of question, or was this going somewhere?
You know, I had a whole list, and you bitches kept talking. I couldn't.
We got a few minutes. We wait on your podcast.
Go ahead, cuz. Go ahead. I'm here for you, baby.
Hit him with the Wakanda drop.
And look like Mama knows gonna record some, man, so she keep posting this.
But here's where we are with your line of question.
Are you done? Are you done?
Lord have mercy. Just
listen.
wrap that shit up.
Listen, I uncovered shit
Lord,
that wasn't known to the masses. So you ought to be thanking me for my line of questions. Yeah.
Now, can we get to the rest of the questions, or
I mean, it depends on how much he wants to tell. I mean, how much he wants to discuss. I mean,
I told you I'm an open book, bro. Come on with it. Hey, look here. It's not even about me or my feelings. If I can help another black man out here with my story, I'm okay with that.
We've already settled that. We waiting on you now,
with my pain and my trauma. If my pain and my trauma can help a black man do something different, I'm gonna do that for him. Right on.
With that statement, Mr. Hinkle, you just bought your ass a free meal at the House of Jay. You get one free meal for a statement like that, bro.
I know that's right.
It has a time limit on that coupon too.
Go ahead, cuz.
After 17 years, was it that you were struggling in the marriage, or was there one event?
It was a multitude of events. Okay. It was one of those type of things, man. I cheated on my wife. Now at the time when I did it, I wasn't happy. That's the reason why I cheated, because I wasn't happy. I felt like I was in a sexless marriage, and I wasn't going for that. I feel like I shouldn't have to go there. I shouldn't have to negotiate for intimacy from my wife, whether it's physical intimacy or emotional intimacy. So I felt like I wouldn't get enough of that. So I sought it elsewhere.
So was it sexless before the
infidelity.
Stepped outside the infidelity, or was it
That's the reason I stepped out, because it was sexless.
Sexless, okay. And did you find out why it was sexless?
Well, it was one of those things that she said her sex drive just wasn't as high as mine. Mm-hmm. She just didn't feel like it. She was tired when she comes home. She worked, and I understand that, and I can respect that, but at the same time, you make time for things you want. And so, I mean, if that means we had to schedule time like for the weekend, I would have been cool with that. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the case. So,
how old were you when you got a divorce? You guys, how old were you all?
Are you asking both of them?
No. How old was she?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And you?
Well, it was 2016, so that's what 6 years ago. So I was 40 years old, probably 41.
And she was right around that age too?
No, she was 30.
It's too late to be doing math. It's too late for the man to be doing math. It
really is.
38, 39.
So you stayed in it for 17 years because of what? That's a long time.
Because I didn't believe in divorce.
You didn't believe
I wasn't a fan of divorce.
Mm.
So she's the one initiated divorce. And so that's what she wanted, and I, it's not like I can fight it and say no.
Right.
Well, now
then she could do an uncontested divorce, and then I'd just be in a different situation. But that's what she wanted. So,
well, now that you've had the counseling,
yes, ma'am.
Would you still feel that that's the same decision that you would make?
What
is divorce?
I didn't want divorce. That's what she wanted. So, I fought it. I fought it for probably another 6 months before I even signed papers or went through with it. But I did that to try to, maybe try to fix where we're falling at, what we could work on where we can't. But she wasn't with counseling. And that wasn't
with counseling. Okay.
No, she wasn't with it. She didn't. Yeah. She felt like it wasn't beneficial. She felt like it didn't work for us. And matter of fact, that was one of my stipulations in order for us to get back together, is that we have to start going to counseling again. So, for a while we went to cancel, but then she felt like it was the cancel was more so on my side than her side. And
she didn't think she had any problems.
Well, no, I ain't gonna say she didn't think she had any problems. She just felt like the counselor was in favor of me more.
Oh, the counselor was trying to take your side.
Yeah, but I told her,
okay.
I said, there's gonna be days where that may be the case, and there's gonna be situations where he may favor your side. I didn't get mad when he favored your side. I mean, I agreed with you.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. And this is transparent as well. We've counseled couples that have gone through a similar thing, and man, I'm gonna tell you something. When you get to the side of that coin where the spouse that was cheated on has to take an ownership as to the possible reason why the other spouse stepped out, that's a hard thing for that spouse to do, because they don't, in their minds, I'm the victim, and they don't see it as this is not a victimless crime. This is not one person is a victim, the other person is that's not how this works. There are reasons, valid reasons, why this thing has eroded to where it has eroded to.
And I used to tell all the time, 80% of the reason for our divorce was because of me. 80% was my fault. Mm-hmm. We got a divorce because of my actions and what I did, and the decision I made, the selfish decision that I made. So 80% of it was on me, and I take that.
So has she ever dealt with why she was the way she was, her brokenness, who she was as a person? Did that ever come out, or did she just not want to deal with her part in it?
I can't say what she that, but as far as me, there
was no group counseling, or there was not a lot of group counseling. It was individual counseling.
I had more individual counseling than she has, if that's what you're asking now. Yeah, I mean, and now when we went to marital counseling, we talked about, what happened in our marriage, but also, of course, we will always talk about her side of the family. She never knew her father. She never knew her father. So, and it was one of those situations. Her mom is a drug addict, and so she never knew who her father is, and her mother never gave her any information or wanted to share it. Talking about, you don't need to know, you're fine. And that, to me, that's the most selfish thing I ever heard. So
now everything you said tonight here makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. I get it now. I get it. Absolutely get it.
Thank you for your transparency, Tim.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
Brother. Matter of fact, what you doing Thursday? Because we all need to come back to this. This is a really powerful conversation.
And Tim, like I said, they already inboxing me, talk about where he located.
Oh, that's your boy.
I tell you.
I don't know why they inboxing you. Tim don't want you hoes.
Oh man. Okay, so Wednesday night we're gonna have the 5. And we're gonna talk about what's going on in the NBA playoffs and the NFL and all of that. And then Thursday we'll come back. We already told you what the topic is. We're gonna be talking about brokenness. It's time to shut this puppy down. But we so appreciate each and every one of y'all. Yeah, you rock, man, brother. This was amazing. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. And we thank everybody for being here tonight. Olana, you are welcome here anytime you want. Come on back through, and we do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right. Till then, we'll be. This is Talkin NOIZ. We'll see y'all.